interrupt. Only on the morning drive. Make it a date with Meta
and Christy Eminary, aka Classy.
from Monday to Friday from 7 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. on the morning drive. 103.5
Good morning and welcome to Abona, the 103.5 FM. Today, the 8th day of August 2023. Today is Tuesday and the time is 2 minutes past the hour of 7, and it is time for newspaper headlines on Abona, the 103.5 FM. We'll take you through the news making the headlines on Nigerian newspaper this morning. But before we do that, let's go for a short break. When we come back, we'll continue on the stories making the headlines. Please stay with us.
Do you know that you have the right to quality broadcasting? The National Broadcasting Commission says any person, group of persons, or organization aggrieved by the content of a broadcast or the conduct of a broadcast station may lodge a complaint to the station and all right to the Director General, National Broadcasting Commission, number 20, Ibrahim Taiwo Street, Asokoro, or send a mail via info@nbc.gov.ng. Please ensure that the complaint includes name of the broadcast station, title of the program, date and time of broadcast, and essence of the complaint. Also, remember to include your name, address, telephone number, email, and append your signature. Note that a complaint must reach the NBC within 14 days of the queried broadcast. Your right to quality broadcasting.
You're welcome back to newspaper headlines on Ebona, the 103.5 FM. Today we are going to take you through the news, making the news on the Guardian newspaper, the Punch newspaper, the Nation newspaper. We're also going to take a look at Leadership newspaper, Vanguard, Daily Post, Sun, This Day, and if time permits, we're also going to take a look at the Nigerian Tribune. Remember that you can become part of the conversation by sending your reactions via SMS or WhatsApp messages on 08096661035. Our Facebook is having a network issue, but we'll rectify that. But you can equally stream us online via mixlr.com/gistfm. I am Martin. Let's get started with the Guardian newspaper. Inflation, high interest rates spike sales by 40% in major cities. NAFDAC reviews regulations on food containing fats, prepackaged labeling. Pastor, 4 others killed in fresh Plateau attack. Again, Imo residents comply with EPA's sit-at-home order. Obaseki denies plot to impeach deputy governor. Senate drops El Rufai, Danladi, Okotete, Okes Kiyamu after apology. 16 feared dead in Rivers fuel dump explosion. WAEC withholds 262,000 results for exam malpractice, records 79.81 pass. WAEC withholds 262,000 results for exam malpractice, records 79.81% pass. Niger prioritize solving Nigeria's problems. LCCI advises Tinubu. NMA, MBA, NSE constitute independent probe panel over death of doctor. Utu pleads with doctors to resume work 26 days after. ASR donates 500 million naira vehicles to boost National Drug Law Enforcement Agency operations. Bank officials testifies against Adebutu on vote buying at tribunal. Jakande's son urges Lagos government to name Lagos State Union challenges, says Nongo. Eye experts identify cataract as cause of vision impairment. Ikale Congress gets new schools, targets youth caucus for sustainability. Award-winning journalist to release book on child trafficking. Seplat's gas revenue grows to $63.7 million year on year. National Assembly urged to institutionalize screening templates for nominees. Kaduna governor endorses bills to promote trade, empower youths. Why Glaxo claim stopped operations in Nigeria by Ojo. Lagos community seeks Nigeria FCT minister. Non-governmental organization tax citizens on promotion of good governance development. Why Senate dropped El Rufai, Danladi, Okotete as ministers. Group kicks against two Muslim ministerial nominees from Taraba. Group kicks against two Muslim ministerial nominees from Taraba. Nigeria Senate confirms Alake, Pat, Tunji Ojo, Wike, Beta Edu as three others left out of Senate confirmation. Senate delay El Rufai over security clearance. Confirms Wike others as ministers. WAEC, we've taken this. Airline celebrates star-stunned Giants of Africa Festival with supersized seat sale. Coalition urges quick action as concern over maternal mortality grows in Kanu. Lipnam, rich Nasarawa State gets Junior Geologist Club as Malami Academy welcomes GSN. National Air Force Special Force rescue kidnap in Kaduna. NAF Special Force rescue kidnap victims in Kaduna. National Air Force airstrikes destroy boats with stolen crude oil. NAF airstrikes destroy boats with stolen crude oil. Group 6 inclusive budgeting for children with disabilities. Works Ministry contractors move to protest over alleged ill treatment, non-payment of monies. Federal Capital Territory Authority demolishes illegal structures in Lube. FCTA demolishes illegal structures in Lube. Niger, ECOWAS leaders meet on Thursday after expiration of deadline. Senate suspends Kiamo's ministerial nomination screening. And that's the much we can take from the Guardian newspaper this morning. From the Guardian newspaper, we'll flip over to Leadership newspaper. UK appoints Johnny Basta, Deputy High Commissioner in Lagos. Asman Air suspends operations, sends staff away. Niger Republic, the queue and the concerns of Nigerians. Kanu Assembly calls for legislative, judiciary autonomy. Tertiary Education Trust Fund targets 2 million students staff for online academic resources. National Air Force destroys 3 boats with stolen crude oil in rivers. Niger coup, toe part of diplomacy. Answer Udin Society tells Tinubu. Niger coup, we've taken this. Job racketeering. Reps bar FCC chairman. Orders from addressing press. Looting of Adamawa warehouse. Terrorism. Inspector General of Police launches school protection squad. ECOWAS threat. Niger junta trusts airspace. Mali. Burkina Faso affirm support. Emulate Jakande's selfless service. Sanwo-Olu, Abiodun, others tell leaders. Cabinet. Senate hangs confirmation of El Rufai, Okotete, Danladi on security clearance. Had reforms necessary to ramp up tax revenues. FIRS. Action A. SSDO inaugurates GBV response teams in 3 Enugu. Ex-Castana Deputy Governor emerges new SSG. NMPC subsidiary. NOSL tax Akwa Ibom women on sanitation. Optometrists demand justice for murdered member. Desperate individuals lobbying for PAP job spreading falsehood. NDIG. No plot to impeach Edo Deputy Governor, says Obaseki. Sisi Motara stars in amazing new singles. WAEC withholds WSSCE results of candidates in Zamfara, Niger, 6 others over debts. But Super Falcons star Alozie speaks on Lauren James tackle at Women's World Cup. Hadiza Amodu unveils culinary masterpiece in heart of Abuja. Only diplomatic political mechanisms can resolve Niger impasse, Professor Babalola. FIBA Afro Basket. First Lady hosts Victoria's the Tigress. Rufai Okotete Danladi confirmation on hold as Senate confirms 45 nominees. FIFA World Women World Cup. Why Lauren James stamped on Alozie. NDDC raises alarm over fraudsters dangling fake contracts. Security. Kwara Governor presents 32 patrol vehicles, 160 motorcycles to 16 local government areas. FCDF, TCF launch SPECS initiative to uplift host communities in Akwa Ibom. NLNG equipped journalists with digital communication skills in Abuja. FIFA Women World Cup, England coach Wegman reflects on top win against Super Falcons. Niger junta shuts airspace over ECOWAS military threat. Contractors to stage protest against Works Ministry gives 7-day ultimatum. Fashola petitions Twitter, NCC over claims of drafting judgment for PEPT. Still on the stories making the headlines on the leadership newspaper this morning. Senate in rowdy session as the past catches up with Kiyamo in Red Chamber. Governor Yusuf appoints new heads of Kanu government agencies. Fraud allegations against PAP false. Amnesty Office. Troops kill 11 terrorists. Destroy 6 Boko Haram camps in Sabisa Forest. Land law targets Africans in diaspora to address housing deficit in Nigeria. And that's the much we can take from the leadership newspaper this morning. You are tuned to Abona Ade, 103.5 FM, and this is newspaper headlines. From the leadership newspaper, we'll flip over to the Punch newspaper. Jakande conceived Banana Island, allocated no plot to sell, Son. ICT support for varsities increased to 100 million naira, TET fund, Tertiary Education Trust Fund. Para distributes patrol vans, motorcycles to tackle insecurity. Obaseki dismisses impeachment plot, says Shaibu planning APC defection. Niger mega rail project threatened. Over 1,000 trucks trapped. Ministerial screening. Senate withholds El-Rufai's confirmation over security checks. ICPC probes corruption allegations against Malami. NAF bombs 3 boats stealing crude in rivers. NEMA distributes relief items to Kogi windstorm victims. Borno employs 52 health workers for Guza Hospital. Resident doctors mobilized for nationwide protests. Navy releases vessel intercepted by Tompolo men. Benue awards 6 billion naira road contract. Enugu ban vehicles with tinted glasses. Workers' 5-day protest affected Oyo IGR. Makinde laments. Police launch search for abducted Nasarawa chief wife. Mo Abudu gets UK appointment. Abia assures compensation for demolished structures in road expansion project. Lagos, Poland, more trade partnership. Anthrax. Federal government donates 50,000 doses of vaccines to Lagos. Army rescues 12 Kaduna Zamfara kidnap victims. Benue awards 6 billion naira road contract. Army rescues 12 Kaduna Zamfara kidnap victims. Benue awards 6 billion naira road contract. ASR Africa donates 25 vehicles to National Drug Law Enforcement Agency. Others. Optometrics demand justice for murdered colleague. Shock as IPPIS officer admits bribe taking for job scam at FCC. Niger governor appoints Igbo man special advisor after Punch report. 25 others. Diaso, NMA calls for psychological support. Senate confirms 45 of 48 ministerial nominee. Uwere Diaso, everyone culpable will face full wrath of law. NMA vows. Abia government declares state of emergency in 6 sectors. And still on the stories making the headlines on the Punch newspaper this morning. Still on the stories making the headlines on the Punch newspaper this morning. INEC prepares 11,000 in US aid. That's the much we can take from the Punch newspaper this morning. From the Punch newspaper, we'll flip over to 6